Hello students, welcome to the English classroom. Today we'll be doing the reading skill and how to attempt reading comprehension passage. What is reading? There are two types of reading. One is reading for pleasure and the other is reading for a purpose. What is reading for pleasure? When we read comics, novels, magazines, to spend your time well, you read for pleasure. And what is reading for a specific purpose? It is reading for knowledge or of reading to test your knowledge, or let's say to pass the exams. So this is the most important thing. When you have to pass the exams, you have to read well. You have not to skip something. You have to comprehend and read for the meanings and for the questions. So today we'll be reading for a purpose. From the 4 skills of language, LSRW, reading is as important as the other 3. Today the topic is reading, but you will be doing listening also. We have 2 passages in our question papers from this year. These will be unseen passages. One will be for 10 marks. The other will be for 6 marks. So the passage number 1 is for 10 marks and there will be 10 questions. 6 questions will be multiple choice questions where you will have 3 or 4 choices, and 2 questions will be fill-ups or true-false questions, and 2 will be single line answer questions. Then we have a second paragraph. It is 6 questions, as we already have it in our examination papers. It is 6 questions. 2 are single line questions. 2 are fill-ups or true-false questions, and 2 questions are for match the following exercises or synonyms or antonyms. So we have to attempt 2 paragraphs in our exam. So we'll be trying together to attempt the question. I will be reading the paragraph for you. You can read it along with me, and you can also listen to how I read. The 4 skills of learning a language are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Reasons for poor reading comprehension are inability to understand a word or a sentence, lack of exposure to listening or reading in English, lack of good vocabulary. What is good vocabulary? It is words. You'll improve on your vocabulary only if you read, and read. Read stories, read books, read short stories, or listen to such things. Watch movies, listen to the news. So you will gain on your vocabulary part. Then there is lack of interest. First we used to read books like when we were young. Now you people don't read books, you just watch films and work on the computer or maybe on the mobile phones. But reading is important. You can read books on the mobile also, but you have to read to improve on your vocabulary. Then there is lack of concentration. Either we don't have time to read, or we don't concentrate on what we are doing. So these things hinder our progress in reading and gaining new vocabulary. So when we read, these are the general strategies for reading. The passage has questions which can range from multiple choice to true false or fill-ups or sentence completion. For all those types of questions, we have to read the passages. First we preview. Preview is just get an overview of what the passage is about. Then is interpreting instructions and questions. First you interpret the questions. What is demanded of us? What is required in the question? What we have to look for in the passage? Then comes skimming for general idea of some text or gist. That is what the passage is all about. You read a few lines and then get to know what the passage is about. Then scanning for specific answers. Specific answers means what the keyword in the question paper demands of us. Like if there is a date, place, name of a place, or a number, or name of a person, or name of a let's say of a company or something. So we have to look for those things. You scan when you come back to the question paper or the passage. You have to find that word, and when you have found that word, pinpoint it, underline it, and then look a little to the left and right of the passage of that word. Close read. You have to read closely on that line, and you know where the answer is. Then you have to check the question again and check the answer if that was what was required by the question. Okay, now we will read the passage together for previewing. A quick read. Then we'll read the questions and underline the main points, a key point or key word. Then we'll go further for the passage. So here is the passage. Let's quickly read it. Dance is a performing art comprising a series of movements and steps. Then comes speed and rhythm, gestures and expressions. Rhythm and movements are fundamental to dance. Then it is part of rich cultural heritage. Dances of India are expression of our ancient civilization. So we quickly look at it. Then again there is the word dance. Then folk dance, main two dance forms in India, folk and classical. Then Indian dances. So from this we can guess. We can easily guess that this passage is about dances. Then come some words like Bharatnatyam, Kathakali, Manipuri, Kathak, Odissi. So these tell us that this was a reading passage about dances and dance forms. So let's go back to the questions and then decide what we have to look for. So what kind of art? So what kind of art is it? Now when you attempt multiple choice questions, you have 4 options. So you can quickly read the options. So out of these 4, one will definitely be there in the passage. So what kind of art is dance? Then next one is, what is fundamental to dance? So key word is fundamental. Then the third question is, what kind of cultural tradition does India have? Does India have? So we have to look for whether it is poor, rich, soft or popular. So this is, now we go ahead and read these points, these keywords, if we can find them in the passage. Now fourth question is, what binds the people of a country together? So main word here, keyword is bind. How old is the tradition of Indian dances? Old tradition. These are the keywords. Two main forms of Indian dances are, so what are the two main forms? We have to tell those. So this is the sixth. These are 6 option wise questions. Then the fill-ups or fill in the blanks. The principles of Indian classical dance were laid down by. So here what is required is, by whom? By whom? So what did Bharat Muni write? So we will see, this is the keyword, Bharat Muni. Next are whether they are true or false. In true or false, most of the time you find that the statement is written as it is. The two classical forms India, which are famous all over the world, two classical dance forms we have to find. So these are the questions. We will look for them in the passage. Dance is a performing art. What was dance? So this was the first question, I think. It was a performing art. Let's see. It is, what kind of art is dance? It is a performing art. So this was the question. What is fundamental to dance? What is fundamental to dance? Here, it is here. Rhythm and movements. So rhythm and movements are fundamental to dance. What kind of cultural tradition does India have? What kind of cultural tradition does India have? It has a rich cultural tradition. Let's see. Yes, India has a rich cultural tradition. So dance is a part of a rich cultural heritage and tradition. So we go ahead for the fourth question. What binds the people of a country together? It bears an underlying unity which binds. So you have to look for the keyword bind, and the whole sentence goes with it, and it here means dance. So let's go ahead. What binds the people of a country together? It is dance. So next question is, how old is the tradition of Indian dances? So we have to find a number here. How old is it? Is it 1500 years or 2500 years or 2000 years or 3000 years? So you have to look for this number for the how old the tradition is. Okay. It is unbroken tradition of over 2000 years. Two main forms of Indian dances are, which are they? Let's see. Folk and classical, classical and modern, country and jazz, folk and hip hop. It is, these are folk dance and classical dance. Folk and classical. It is option A, folk and classical. So let's go ahead for question 7. The principles of Indian classical dance were laid down by. Who laid down the principles? Let's see. Bharat Muni. In his, let's see, the Indian classical dances follow the principles. So the key word here was principles and rules laid down by Bharat Muni in his Natya Shastra ages ago. Okay. What did Bharat Muni write? What did he write? Natya Shastra. So, in his Natya Shastra ages ago. So, that was the rule book, and he wrote the principles of Indian classical dance in it. Now, question 9 is state whether true or false. Most of these dance styles are depicted on the walls and pillars. Let's see. Most of these dance styles are depicted on the walls and pillars of the famous Indian temples. So, it is, what is it? Is it true or false? It is true. So question 10 is write 2 classical dance forms of India which are famous all over the world. Of the classical dances of India, 5 are famous all over the world. So we have to write just 2. We can write any 2 from these 5. These are Bharatnatyam, Kathakali, Manipuri, Kathak and Odissi. So what was important was which forms were famous all over the world. So these were 5. Out of the 5, you can write any 2. So we have completed one reading passage. Now one thing you have to be careful about is, even if you know another classical dance form which you know about and is famous all over the world, other than these 5, you are not to write those. You have to write what is there in the passage. What the passage says. You have to write from the passage itself, not give answers from your previous knowledge. So the next paragraph, we'll be doing the reading passage 2. We'll read together. Reading passage 2. Discipline is one of the powerful words in our life. It means doing work in an order, being punctual and regular. So what we find here is the word discipline. So what could the paragraph be about? Let's see. So it is about certain rules and principles. Whether we are at home or in public, we have to act according to rules. So in the first view or preview, we can decide that this paragraph is about discipline. So we go ahead. Then there are lines of where there is no discipline, there is disorder and chaos. So what is this word? Chaos. Disorder and chaos, you can understand the meaning from the context itself. If we do not follow discipline, there will be disorder and chaos in the society. So consequently, as a result of that, we shall be ruined. A nation cannot progress if we do not understand the value of discipline. Even if we cannot understand this line, these 2 words, but the next word, next sentence makes us aware what it is. So, discipline is necessary in every walk of life. It is the backbone of our society. So the passage is about discipline. Now we read the questions and try to find the answers to those. Which is one of the powerful words in our life? Is it power, money, discipline, or indiscipline? So we have to look for the line powerful words or the keyword here, and the answer could be this. But we have to look for it in the paragraph. Then the next question is, the peace and happiness of a family depends on. So the keyword here is peace and happiness and family. Next is, where do we learn discipline? This is a question, so we have to find the answer, and this is the keyword here. What is governed by strict laws? So the keyword here is governed and strict laws. Then the next one is, there will be disorder and dash without discipline. So you have to look for this word and what comes. This is just a fill up, so it will be there in the sentence. Then match the following with their meanings: punctual, consequently. So we have to match those. Now look at the paragraph. Which is one of the most powerful words in our life? It is discipline. Discipline is one of the powerful words in our life. So the first answer is discipline. Next is, the peace and happiness of a family depends on disciplined conduct. Peace and happiness word, you can find this. Of a family, the line is there as it is. So you can just fill it up or tick it. Next is, from where do we learn discipline? Word was learn discipline. From where? From our homes, our elders, and educational institutions. So the word learn discipline was the key word there, and we just found the answer. What is governed by strict laws? Here, these are the keywords. We'll try to find them. The whole universe is governed by strict laws. Next is, there will be disorder and dash without discipline. It is, the line is there as it is. There will be disorder and chaos in the society. Next comes, match the following. Punctual is being on time. Consequently means as a result of. So before completing the topic, let's look at it once more. Now we can read the paragraph now. Discipline is one of the powerful words in our life. It means doing work in an order, being punctual and regular. Discipline means obedience to specific rules and regulations. We act according to certain rules and principles, whether we are at home or in public. The peace and happiness of a family depends on the disciplined conduct. Conduct, what is conduct? It is the behavior of its members, how they behave with each other and also within the family and outside. The word discipline is derived from the Latin word disciplus, which means discipline. The whole universe is governed by strict laws. The sun, the moon, and the planets move according to certain laws. So, if we find this question, the whole universe is governed by strict laws, we can see that the question was there as it is in the question, in the passage. So similarly, the next fill up, there will be disorder and chaos. What is chaos? When things are not in a proper manner, things run haywire, nobody knows what to do, nobody knows how things are progressing, somebody does his own work, I might do mine, you might work as you like. So there will be disorder. Let's say if you go to school and some children say, I want to study English, the others say, I want to do maths, the third one says, I want to go and play outside. If there is no discipline, if there is no timetable, if there is no performance criteria, how will we know that who has scored more, who will come and teach whom? So if you understand it properly, then there will, and you work in a disciplined manner, there is order and chaos, and there will be no chaos. So we will be progressing towards a better, let's say, success. We will be able to succeed in what we are doing. So discipline is the most important thing in our lives. We learn discipline from our homes, from our elders and educational institutions. Thus, discipline is necessary in every walk of life. It is the backbone of our society. So, thank you so much. We'll be doing more passages like these, and so that you are able to perform better, and for that you have to improve on your vocabulary and read books, read your textbooks, read novels, comics and short stories. You must also read newspapers to improve on your vocabulary so that you do well in your reading sessions and get 16 out of 16 marks in your exam. Thank you so much. The topic is prepared and presented by Anurag Sidhu, lecturer in English, Government Senior Secondary School, Ramgarh Pudda, SAS Nagar. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye bye.